Good morning. It's the 26th of July, which sort of boggles my mind. We're going to be in August soon. That's focusing the mind here on getting north. I think I will always remember this campsite as the snow fence campsite down at the far end down there. Just Jim, Cougar Bait, and Pockets and I had dinner. None of us were camping at that end of the snow fence. We all just sort of met there. So sort of like going out to dinner, I guess. I don't know. I ended up camping over here. They were on the other side of the snow fence. It's a beautiful morning in Wyoming. It is a beautiful morning. Just these, low hills. We don't really have the high mountains in sight here. And it's sort of layer after layer after layer of little low hills that are all sort of highlighted in the morning sun. Maybe I can take a still photograph of it. The other three took off, I don't know, half hour ago at least. I still had my tent up, maybe 45 minutes ago. I think we're going to meet in Encampment Riverside, two little adjoining towns. Unless there's some water between now and then, which I certainly hope there is, because it's about 14 or 15 miles there, and I have about 3/4 of a liter of water left. Okay, so hitting the highway here. Yeah. It's just about 11 o'clock. I think I've been hiking for about 3.5 hours. 4 hours. I have 4 miles left to go to encampment where I'm going to be meeting Just Jim and Cougar Bait and Pockets. So here, I thought this was interesting. So I started thinking of some of the details around me. So here we have a cow improvement or a beef improvement center 6 miles down this dirt road from Colorado State, even though we're in Wyoming. Okay. There's also public land down the road. A couple Bureau of Land Management campgrounds. So there have been several campers that have gone past me just in the 15-20 minutes I've been here taking a break. I want to talk about something else. Much on my mind here in this part of the world. Barbed wire fences. So behind me there's a barbed wire fence. And this is actually a gate. And it's actually not barbed wire. It's just fencing wire. If you come over here, you can see that the wire has no barbs on it. And it has this little device which is used to cinch up the tension of this. And the two wooden posts here actually don't go on the ground. These are just to stabilize the wires relative to one another, which is also seen over here. So behind me you'll see this barbed wire fence, and you can notice a few things. So it has metal posts driven into the ground, which are kind of expensive, and back in the day would have been prohibitive. So on some of the older fences that I've seen going back all the way to New Mexico, these are made out of wood and are buried in the ground. Even though wood in the area is very, very scarce many times. A couple other things. The first I want to show is this little thing. Halfway in between two of the metal posts driven into the ground this little divider. And this isn't even in the ground. You know, once again, this is just to provide the proper spread between, in this case, the 4 wires, the 4 barbed wires. The bottom wire here is barbed. In New Mexico, it was almost standard that the bottom wire had no barbs. I don't know if that's due to law to try to, you know, protect wildlife scooting under them while still, or maybe just a cost-saving measure, given that, you know, conceivably the barbs add a little bit of the value, and a cow or a horse isn't going to try to scooch under there. People, however, do try to scooch under there, and it's very handy to not have that lower wire barbed if you're going underneath just to get to the other side. There will be several places here in the Great Divide Basin where the trail crosses land that has barbed wire fences across it, and there's no provision for any sort of gate or whatever. You just have to scooch under it and you know, on your back. So thinking about barbed wires. Oh, I also saw some wires, some fences earlier today that had 5, I think I even saw one that had 6 wires across, and I was thinking, wow, that looks like really overkill. But anyway, you know, you do what you got to do. Okay, have about 4 miles to go to encampment. I think there's some sort of cafe or bar and grill or something in there, so maybe even a hamburger for a late lunch, something like that, a sandwich. Moving on down the road. Well, hello. How are you all? Yeah. Always interested in who's coming by, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Do you like it when people come closer, or not so much? Not so much. Maybe a little bit. You know there's a fence there. Okay. Gotta move on. Got 6/10 of a mile to go to the cafe. You have your own cafe here.